Hey guys, this is Nick with P&H Lawn Care, back with another video. I'd like to give a special shout out before I start this video because it's who gave me inspiration to do this one. Ricky and Tino with AJ's Lawn Care down in Texas. Thank you guys so much. Ricky sent me a text a couple weeks ago, I guess, asking how I like my enclosed trailer, and that got me thinking I need to do a video on it. So anyway, you can't get around lawn care people, whether it's on a social media forum, in person, or whatever, without lawn care people debating everything. I'm talking from mowers, what's the best mower, what's the best trimmer, what's the best blower. I've even heard debates on what's the best trimmer line. So lawn care people can debate about any of these products, and there's several different products in each category, several different mowers, blowers, trimmers, weed eater twine. But what I want to talk about, there's only two choices: open or enclosed. And I'm talking about the lawn care trailers that we use every day in our business. Now, I want to give you some benefits and why I prefer the enclosed trailer setup as opposed to the open trailer setup. First and foremost is it's a rolling billboard. You pay for this one time, and if you get one customer off of it that you get to mow their yard once a week for a year, you've paid for what you've spent on the advertising for this. No flyers, no cold calls, no anything like that. You've got a rolling billboard, which is advertisement for as long as you own the trailer. Now, let me give you three great examples of how this has benefited me. Because number one, whenever you're sitting at a red light, people have no choice but to sit and look at it. Whether they're beside of you or behind you, they're going to be looking at P&H Lawn Care, all your mowing and landscaping needs, and your phone number. As you're going down the road, everybody sees it. It'll catch their eye. So three good examples that I have of that. Number one, I got a phone call one day. I was sitting at a red light. And, hey, this is Nick with P&H Lawn Care. How can I help you? Hey, I'm sitting behind you here on Fort Henry Drive. I need my lawn cut. Would you care to come give me an estimate? Number one. Number two, where this trailer is parked in the driveway all the time, this road that goes up and down through here, a guy that lives down the road had another lawn care company he'd been using for a long time, and he called me up and he's like, nothing's wrong with the lawn care company that I use, but they're out of Johnson City coming down here, and I see your trailer every day, and I'm like, why am I not using a neighbor for my lawn care services as opposed to using somebody in a different town? So that's number two. Number three, I've gotten a call before where I'm servicing every week. They see my trailer in their neighborhood. Hey, every Wednesday I see you at such and such house, and I keep meaning to call you. I finally did. Would you care to give me an estimate? So they are a perfect example of how this is just constant advertising. So this happens to be a 7 by 16 foot trailer. So I've got 16 feet and 7 feet on the back, three sides that are just constant advertising. So that is one huge plus to having an enclosed trailer. The next point I'd like to make on why you should go with an enclosed is security. Now, what I mean by that is hopefully, even if you have an open trailer setup, you've got some kind of equipment racks, be it Packham, Green Touch, Equipment Defender, whatever, that has a locking mechanism on them to keep your equipment safe. Now, we all know if a thief wants something bad enough, they're going to get it. However, an enclosed trailer gives you an extra added layer of protection against thievery, having your equipment stolen. Number one, you've got the side door. I keep it locked with the padlock. This happens to be a Green Touch Industry padlock that came with one of the racks. So keep that. And then, of course, the back door has two different locks on it. So they have to get through that before they get to the actual racks to try and get the equipment out of those. So an extra added layer of protection for your equipment against thieves. Okay, guys, another benefit to the enclosed trailer is the preservation of your equipment. What do I mean by that? Okay, so ultraviolet rays are huge damage, does huge damage to your equipment. It fades it, it can cause stuff to dry out and crack and stuff like that a lot quicker than keeping it in an enclosed trailer. Now, I'll use the Turf Tracer here as an example. This is a 2019 Turf Tracer model. And see how red it still is? Now, let's say this is its fourth season and it still maintained its color that well. All my trimmers, y'all know the Echo color. And if we zoom over here, the blowers, all that. And if you look up here, that's probably my newest pieces of equipment that I just got, I think, at the beginning of the season, that bed redefiner. See the orange on it? Now compare it to the blowers that are a couple years old and the trimmers that are a couple years old. And you can even look back here at the Skag and see how orange it's, or cat's eye gold it still is. Now, Nick, what's the big deal about that? Well, the big deal about that is if you ever want to trade in your equipment, that's going to add value to it. If you're wanting to sell your equipment to another individual, it's going to make it worth more because you don't see the fading and all that, because it's going to make it look older and more worn out than keeping it out of the elements. Plus, it's not getting rained on, stuff, chance of water getting in your fuel tank, stuff, just so many different things, or even water possibly getting in your air filters. It just preserves your equipment, and the better your equipment is preserved, the more it's going to be worth whenever you go to sell it or whenever you go to trade it in. So that's a huge advantage to it, in my opinion, is just keeping your equipment out of the elements, safe, secure, dry, and looking good. Now, the other element of an enclosed trailer I'd like to talk to you about is kind of comical, but we all deal with it, and that's a place to use the restroom while you're out on the job site. I'm going to leave it at this, but you have a light in here. The doors you can leave cracked, but you have a place for privacy, let's say. Now, how you want to deal with what you do with using the restroom, I'll let you figure that out on your own. However, you've got a place that you can shut the doors and you don't have to worry about running in a fast food place, a gas station, that sort of thing, if you have to go pee. So the enclosed trailer gives you a place for that. Now, I've mentioned this before whenever talking about an enclosed trailer, and somebody said, well, I always have my truck. And what I mean by that, a thunderstorm blows up all of a sudden, and you're with the weed eater and you just take off running, and instead of running, jumping in your truck and you're all wet and all this stuff. I've rode out a many of thunderstorms or downpours just running up in my trailer, and I'll sit on the Skag and just chill out for a little while, get on Instagram, answer voicemails, check my emails, stuff like that. It's just another shelter to get out of the storm, get out of the rain. Also, it's a great place to have lunch. So a lot of times I'll blow it out, sit down on the floor, and eat my lunch leaning up against the wall. So, and it's out of the sun, gives you a place for shade. And now if you have this door open back here and the ramp open, you get an airflow, so it's kind of cool. It's not as hot as you might imagine. So that is another benefit to having an enclosed trailer over an open trailer. So I've covered all the positives that I like about having an enclosed trailer, the advertising, the safety, the preservation equipment, and all that. So let me give you a few cons on it. Number one is the price, of course. An enclosed trailer costs considerably more than an open trailer, but in my opinion, if you wrap it or do the lettering on it, the advertising will pay for the advertising and pay for the extra costs above an open trailer to an enclosed trailer. It'll pay for itself. Number two, I do find that I go through tires a lot quicker on an enclosed trailer than I did on an open trailer. I think it's so much weight and the way they turn and stuff, you will wear out tires a lot quicker. And number three, what I just said about the weight, it is a lot heavier. It is a lot more strain on your truck, but I think the benefits outweigh the cons on that. I did move up to a 3/4 ton truck over a 1/2 ton truck just because you are towing so much more weight. But I do know plenty of guys that tow these trailers with 1/2 ton trucks. It's totally doable, especially if you have a smaller enclosed trailer, like say a 7x12 or a 6x12, 7x12, something like that. I towed my previous enclosed trailer with my Chevy 1/2 ton, had no issues with it whatsoever. But whenever I bumped up to this one after a couple seasons, I found out that I did prefer or wanted a 3/4 ton to handle the weight load a lot better. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on an enclosed version versus an open trailer setup. I will be putting out a trailer setup video. It will be on Echo Means Business, their YouTube and their Instagram. They will be promoting that video, but it will be out shortly. I encourage you to go follow Echo Means Business on all their platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. But be sure to follow, subscribe, like all mine. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube, which we're doing right now. So let me know in the comments what y'all think. Did I miss out on any of the benefits of having the enclosed? Tell me a couple of benefits of having an open over enclosed. I know that y'all like the convenience of just running up and grabbing your equipment off and not having to come in to get it. I know that's, excuse me, that's going to be one of them. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all again soon.